Good afternoon. It's Elizabeth, the founder of Business 411, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some very exciting news. We have created the newest roofing process manual, and today I'm here to show you a little bit about how that works. This video is going to be for anyone who owns a roofing company, who's a leader in a roofing company, is interested in streamlining operations for their roofing company. And we're going to be showing you how we created the roofing process manual and some of the things you need to know if you're in the roofing industry. Let's talk about some of the issues that we're having in the industry right now. And that starts off with a lack of documented processes for teams to follow. A lot of times, the furthest that we've seen some roofing company owners take their process to is something that's been written out on a whiteboard, or maybe there's a flow chart made, but that's all that we're seeing right now. Second is a lack of accountability due to employee roles not being outlined. Sometimes the employees are not really sure what they're supposed to be doing, and that can actually lead to a lot of issues on the customer experience side and job satisfaction. Issues with the consistency of the quality assurance and onboarding process for your clients. We don't want to have issues with that at all. Margins not being set or maintained during the sales and production process, very inconsistent margins. Quite often we're seeing that in the industry. Sales and operations or production team not supporting each other. A lot of times we hear that's sales jobs, oh, that's operations job, that's production's job. One that can really hurt your business is fall off in communication with the homeowner as the job progresses. And even if you're going through the insurance claims process, not communicating with the client through that process. A big one, lack of training for the team on how to handle more advanced issues and resolve conflicts. And most importantly, not being able to implement the dream company you have in mind. Now, how does that impact someone that's getting into the industry today? First of all, it's difficult to find information that will enable them to be able to be successful in this industry. When I was coming into the industry, I had to try to Google random things and try to find any brochure that I could that had just a little bit of information to help me learn something new. The second is they're not industry standards currently set for new employee education, retention, and career development. And there's a clear lack of leadership and structure to create an ideal job and personal fulfillment in the roofing industry. And we're talking about across the board. We're not just focused on sales right now. We're talking about the roofing business as a whole. And one that can lead to your employees leaving and the high turnover, which we're currently facing in this industry, is training can take too long, and new team members may feel quickly burnt out, uninspired, and very sadly, they might leave. So how can we solve some of these issues? The answer is through our processes. We've created the roofing process manual that can be fully branded to your company. And here's some of the things that we're going to be covering. First of all, we've included you to be able to use plug and play roofing processes. We're going to help you optimize your existing processes and be able to train consistently and efficiently based off of these developed processes. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Elizabeth. I've been working in the roofing industry for 8 years now, and I've been working with roofing contractors. When I was first starting out, I was focused on training on measurements, estimating, sales presentation, and database management. Today, we've expanded. I've created an entire team focused on roofing company education and industry development, which some of you know, Business 411. Right now, we have over 650 roofing companies using our training systems, using our marketing agency, using all of the different resources and technology that we've created for the industry today. We've launched over 100 custom brands into the industry in the last few years since we opened, and we're actively managing right now through my consultations directly $750 million within the industry today, and we have over 700 companies using a total of all of our training technologies. So what does the roofing process manual really include? What kind of information are we trying to teach your team and make sure that you can implement into your company process? The first thing we want to talk about is company vision and structure. And it's something that I've seen a lot of contractors struggle with developing, defining their message, and being able to scale their vision and structure into their team, where now their team is tied into their core values and all serving the same purpose. So some of the things that we help you do in this training is when we create the operation systems for your business, there needs to be an underlying driver behind your processes. Regardless if you guys are having an amazing month, crushing all of your goals, or you're struggling with getting your team inspired and getting the results that you want. We want to be able to have something that drives us, moves us forward, and pushes us to that next level. So we want to be able to define, why do you do what you do, and why do customers deserve to work with you? One of the biggest parts of our efforts in the industry is we want to change that market perception, where sometimes property owners and even other roofing companies are just feeling like this industry is something that lacks a lot of inspiration and transparency. We want to be that change that we want to see. So we want to be able to serve customers. And if you're a great roofing company, most likely you're investing into your training programs, your development, and trying to get to that next level. And here's a big one: getting the team buy-in. Why should your team help you fulfill this vision? If you don't have your team's buy-in, it's always going to feel like an uphill battle. So we want to make sure that your team is on the same page on why you guys are working on these goals and why you're trying to impact the roofing industry. So over the last few years, I've been really hardcore studying not only the roofing industry, but proper business structure. And that, as I was scaling my own company, I've had to go through all of these different methods. So when we're talking about department structure, you need to be able to have an organizational structure for your operations team, your sales, and your installation team. One reason that we don't use the installation team and call it production is because production is everybody's job. The definition of production is to execute the full scope of work. So we've divided the teams into operations, sales, and installation for that reason. And in this training program, I explain the purpose of each division, the objectives that they're going to be solving, and the tasks necessary for them to be able to execute their job. Next, we're going to be talking about the company hierarchy. How can you create a career within the roofing industry? How can you help others achieve their dream job while working for you or with you to build your dream company, which is so important. We want people to be able to come into the industry and accomplish their personal, professional, and financial goals by working with your business. Next is leadership goals. We want to be able to create more leaders within this industry. And it's something that every company is struggling with because of that issue that we're talking about of having high employee turnover and not having a clear career path. Next is process implementation and checklists. A lot of times you might go to a lot of different events, you might try to get a new training, but without implementation, it's just something that you've invested your time into and you're looking for that one golden nugget that you can implement into your business. Where with this training, we're focused on you being able to implement every single part of the process that we've designed because it works. We've been doing this. The next is, speaking of process, what are the process and protocols that we're looking to implement into the business, and how can we elevate the company structure, organization, and most importantly, the performance of the business as a unit through internal alignment and proper job execution of production. So some of the company processes that we've designed is the lead intake process, the customer service process, the sales process, the insurance process, pre-production, production, post-production, and retention. I'm going to touch on the pre-production process for a minute here. This is really going to be focused on alleviating that issue of what we were talking about early on, where sales, operations, and the installation team are very disconnected. So through the pre-production process, we create internal alignment to be able to execute as a team for that client. So the pre-production process is focused on all of us getting on the same page about each job that's coming through the business so that we're able to give the client the experience that they deserve and continue to work on making the company better and better. So each process features within the company. We're going to have our process overview, which we like to refer to as stages, the process focus. So each page is designed with high intention on execution. The process pipeline, A to Z within that stage, what we're looking to create. The process objective, the goal behind each process. We want to make sure that our team understands the why, not just of the business, but every single part of the organization. Why do we need to qualify someone? Here's a great example. Our job during the qualification process is to represent the company as a problem solver and a forward thinker while asking the client the right questions. We want to understand how we can best serve the client at this phase. What are their needs and how we can prepare the sales rep and the client to execute the sales process. One thing that we believe in is asking the right questions, and that always gets us back on track if we ever fall off track during the implementation process. And the biggest part of qualification is, what is the client's pain point and how can we build a relationship with them as a company? Now, a lot of times when we design processes, it's difficult to train other people on it. So we've already included training points to help you consistently implement the process, protocols, and checklists that are actionable items by each and every department within your organization. So here's a couple of examples, and asking the right questions to the client so that we can identify those pain points and build the relationship, which, remember, is our focus for this part of the process. So 68% of consumers say they are willing to pay for products and services from a brand known to offer good customer service experience. After more than one bad experience, and we're talking about even if they call you to get some more information through the lead intake process, if they have a bad experience with you, 80% of people are going to go and do business with a competitor. So some of the things that we've included in our roofing process manual are the scripts necessary to help train your team and improve the employee retention, and more importantly, training time. We want your employees to get trained quicker on their jobs. Standardize everything that we're doing through the checklist that we've created, and address frequently asked questions that your customers might be asking you, and even new hires. So sales, a big gap in the sales process is 60% of customers say no 4 times before saying yes. Sadly, 48% of salespeople never even make a single follow-up attempt. So we've included on our sales toolkits checklist, follow-up, and onboarding. Regardless of what sales training you use, what sales tactics that you use, you need to follow a process. So we've given you the training and the resources on what are the actionable items that need to be delivered on throughout the sales process. So these are all process focused, and you can always expand on this part and really cover some of the sales basics that you want to include here. Training facts. Here's some big ones. 74% of workers are not satisfied with their company's employee development, and they are seeking out new opportunities. 70% of companies say staff turnover has a negative financial impact. Here's a big thing for us. I've personally gone through the process of hiring and firing many employees within the last few years to be able to develop our team to where it's at today. This has a huge negative financial impact because you're wasting time, money, and resources on the wrong people who do not fit into your business model. And 12% of companies suffer from rehiring costs, represent around 12% of a company's overall expenses just to find someone to come in and take that role again. So training systems help us increase employee satisfaction and development, our customer experience and referrals, and more importantly, it allows our managers to focus on business development. Here are some of the areas within our business that include all of the checklists and processes that you need. If your team is struggling to be able to really understand and educate the clients through how you're going to be their restoration or roofing contractor of choice throughout the insurance claims process, it's very important for us to elevate the insurance claims process for clients as their contractor of choice, and making sure that the things that we're saying are compliant based off of our local area. Our production process is designed to help you execute on the contracts that you're selling. We spend so much time bringing these customers in, bringing them to our brand, and trying to sign the contract to be able to take them to the production process and see a huge drop off. So our production process is designed to help you scale to that next step where you can bring in your clients into retention and create that raving fan culture by preserving the relationships that you have with your clients. Some of the frequently asked questions that we've gotten on our roofing process manual is, first of all, how do you use this manual? So this manual is designed to be a roadmap towards you creating your own operations procedure. We've already done all of the hard work of putting in the technical information from lead intake, sole job, and completing the production process. So this manual allows you to keep your team accountable and make your workflows even stronger. This manual does come printed. Like our other roofing manuals, this is a branded digital copy only. If you like us to ship printed copies to your office, you can always add printed copies on the checkout area. And can you make changes to this manual? So we provide you with a digital PDF. Here's an example of the operations department layout and how we're going through the training process and through creating structure. So if you have a PDF editor, you'll be able to add content and new pages. We do sell you the manual as is, and this is really important. One thing to know is even though this is as is, I've personally consulted with all of the roofing companies that I did this training for. And I got to the point where even companies that were doing 25 million a year all the way to the companies that were just starting made very little requests for customization, which is why I decided to scale this training up, because it didn't make sense to keep doing one-on-ones when I've already created a solid process that works for different size roofing companies. And one thing I want you guys to understand, what I'm teaching you guys from the roofing process manual is information in this industry that really already exists. It's just no one has really taken the time to sit down and write it all out, which is what my team and I have done, because we're very passionate about industry education and creating more solutions. So if you see, all of our products are really based on either contractor education, employee education, or homeowner and property owner education. Those are the 3 types of content that we make, and all of our services are based off of that. I do want to share some feedback with you from the people who have been through our training. Some of you may or may not know Heather Hitchcock from Royal Roofing. She's making a huge impact in the roofing industry today. This is her review of our training. The tornado volume exposed a lot of weaknesses and complete wrong worded workflows in our systems and processes. This is literally a busy owner's dream come true. She's got something very impactful to offer, and I was super impressed. Plug and play. And Heather actually attended our 411 Roofing Systems Masterclass, which we would also love to invite you to if you would like to come and work with us and see how we're creating this type of content. Amparo Sanson from Sanson Contracting, such a great training provided by the Business 411 team. If I had these manuals when I first started 12 years ago, it would have saved me many headaches, struggles, and bumps in the road. 100% recommended. So I'm going to leave you guys with this, because this is very important, and it's the reason why I started Business 411 and why we've gotten to the level that we have in such a short amount of time, is because at the end of the day, your dream company is on the other side of you being too busy working in the business, too busy to not focus on creating leaders, too busy to not focus on improving your hiring, your onboarding, and your retention process to build your dream team. We've gone through the process and we've built our own dream team. And let me tell you, we struggled the first few years without having the processes for our business. And unfortunately for us, there wasn't any training that we were able to take that helped us design our agency the way that we have today. So we decided, with our passion for the roofing industry and our passion for education, to help solve that problem and be the change that we want to see in the industry, so that we can bring in more talented people, so we can focus on scaling the companies that we work with, and most importantly, create an impact on the market perception that people have of roofing and construction. It's an undervalued trade, and we're here trying to make a difference. That's why we've made our programs affordable for anyone to be able to use, and completely white labeled, so that it's your content that's getting delivered. And everything at the end of the day is going to have your team and your company colors and branding, so that you can stand out and be the star of the show. We're here to empower roofing companies to create their dream teams, their dream company, and the dream client experience. Thank you all so much for being part of the Business 411 family. We're super grateful for everyone who's been working with us. Thank you for everyone who has been there through our journey of growth. And we're just going to continue to get better and continue to move forward. If you'd like to attend one of our 411 roofing systems class, we're more than happy to have you all. We'll be doing one in May. So send us a message if you're interested in that. Otherwise, you can get the workbook and work on it yourself. And in the future, if you decide to join the 411 roofing systems class, we'd love to have you as well. Thank you so much, and go out there and create an impact in the roofing industry yourself. Elevate your team and take yourself to the next level. Growing pains don't have to be that hard when you're operating on the right processes. the right vision and your team is internal alignment and focused on accomplishing the same goals. Thank you so much from our Business 411 family. We're more than happy to serve you. And if there's any way that we can benefit your company, its progress and improvement, just send us a message or give us a call, and we're here to support you. Bye, everyone.